Okay, yesterday we ended at ODS. So let me take is it clear this what I'm drawing? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
It is clear, right? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So ODS is like operational data store. See the name itself, the data here, what we are doing, we are collecting. We are collecting data from different sources. As I mentioned yesterday, the example, there are various branches of a particular bank. So each branch will have its own data. There are similarities. Generally, we can say that it is homogeneous data. But when they maintain the schema yesterday I mentioned, schema means you also maintain data, I also maintain data. Like 4 people are maintaining the data of similar or homogeneous. But schema, it means the way they store the data may be different. That is what we call schema. So that data can be entered into this ODS. It means we can extract. So this is not picking up, I don't know. Just actually, I don't know why it is blocked now. So let me clear this problem once. So, okay. So different sources of data I can give to this ODS. So I told you yesterday, like app data, you can give any application data. Next, you can give Excel data. You know that. Here you can give OLTP data also. I will tell you what exactly OLTP and OLAP, that difference you will understand. Online transaction programming data. Any flat files you can give. And geo files and spatial data also you can do, because nowadays, you know, image processing and all is a dominant role it is playing. So geo files, like more of like attribute data, like, you know, location and, you know, their what is height, what are the conditions, maybe weather data also. This all comes under geo files and spatial data. Geo files, spatial data. So we have sources of data, different sources, maybe homogeneous or heterogeneous. So that we are feeding, simply we are collecting by the ODS. So here, as I said, actually generally you can store it, because no, generally we do not do any normalization. Normalization means removing something or making it ordered. But when you mention ODS, when you collect the data, there is no normalization, there are no changes. But when you mention ODS, there is a chance to get some operations on the data. It means there also you can do some analysis. It means, as yesterday, I think Ashok give an example, like everyday transaction when you store in ODS, out of that, if someone asks like some parameters, let us say in a particular branch of a bank, they may ask like today, what are the deposits? That can be collected from ODS. That's why generally here operations also we do. So that's why we call it as ODS. For suppose if I did not, you know, ODS is removed, simply I collected the data. In that case, I can directly say that I'm extracting the data from different sources. That is the word I can say. But I generally don't say that like ODS. So this is up to ODS. Then once the data is collected by ODS and maybe some operations done, after that I do transform. you know that the name itself, it is like transforming, it means changing. So when the data the collected in ODS can be changed or can be normalized, and that data or normalized data can be stored in different stages. So stage 1, stage 2, that's why this area we call generally staging area. This area we call as staging area. So it means the data loaded in ODS that can be transformed and stored in staging areas, different staging areas. Again, why again different staging areas? I told you already, every time, every time we are looking for analysis only. It unstructured data. It means unstructured data to structured data, whatever the possibilities of transformations are there, that I will do. That I will do in ODS, that I will do in transform also. In transform methodology also, we apply many methodologies to normalize the data. Maybe to remove the redundancy. Let us say there are redundant tables are there that I want to remove. So that is, it means you are remove two tables of similarity is there. One table maybe you are removed. So it is like changing. So that can be called as transform. So that is what I will transform, and then we load into staging area. So in staging area again, we will have different staging areas based on our schema or based on our architect or developer. And then once the data is ready after normalization and all, we load the data into DWH. Now the term comes like data warehouse. Data warehouse. Okay. So whatever the data that is available in DWH, this is ready for analysis. And from there, you can do when the business, generally client, they will ask, right, a particular reports. So that reports can be generated from this, dashboards can be generated from this, graphical analysis can be done. There are different tools, BI tools, generally here comes like business intelligence tools. So this BI tools, all what we do is they simply generate, there is a big data which is organized, structured. So from that data, you have to generate a report, a dashboard, so that the business, the client can understand exactly what he needs to be done in the coming years to develop their business. One simple example, in this case, I give you in BI. I think that in present scenario, that Prashant Kishore, I think he generally do in the data science things, like for all political parties. Like I think last time he did some job for Narendra Modi. Like, so what generally he do is, mostly it is like data science, big data, and like this type of technology only. So the data collected in lot, that he make it in a structured manner, and then from that he will generate dashboards. So when a party person reached him, he directly say that actually, where the drop is there for that particular party, where the waters are becoming less and less, and what are the, where the caste people are, particular caste people are more, where the particular caste people are less, and where you need to concentrate, they have to work more to get, number of votes rise. So this type of direct reports he will generate in a big screen. That reports only business people wants. He generally, they don't want actually what ODS works, what staging areas, what DWH, what schema you are following. That is all our job. So finally, these reports can be generated by using BI tools, business intelligence tools. Like this is the next part. Like, but before that, DWH. So now, directly one by one definitions I will give you first. Here, what we have done from this different heterogeneous sources to ODS. What is the term? Extract. So extract means the data collected from different sources. it may be the data, maybe it is homogeneous or heterogeneous sources like that. So this is what we generally call as extract. So transform means changing, or you can say normalized, or you can say filtered the data which is already stored like in the ODS, that that can be changed or transformed and stored in the staging areas like. So this is what we call transform. It means transforming simply a changing way. So load means whatever the data is ready in a structured manner, that can be stored in DWH, where from where the reports can be generated. So that is what we call load. So this is what actually ETL. So now coming to ODS, actually what are the characteristics at this moment, I mean at this level, what are the characteristics of data? Generally there are some other questions they may rise, like what is data and information like. So generally I told you in the beginning also, there are much similarity between the words. So you need to understand word power also very clear. I mean you should know the English meaning of each and every word like. So generally it looks like data and information is almost similar. So generally data means it is like all the way, it is all collected, everything. Like let us say as I give you an example, like difference between heap and what we call warehouse, because already here warehouse is there, data warehouse we call. So here I give you an example, like simple dictionary meaning it is, hope you can understand this. Heap and warehouse. Heap also a collection of things, generally a particular room we collect many things like. Warehouse also like that only, it's like house where you can collect many things like. But the difference between this is, like heap you can say data, warehouse you can say information. Why? Because in the heap everything will be there, that is unorganized. It means it is like simply raw data. It is simply raw data. It means it may be homogeneous, heterogeneous, spatial files, that files, this files, all files simply they pour into that house. So that is what we call heap. It means not at all looking good, like something like dirty. So warehouse means it is like information. It means ready to give report. Like if something you want, immediately you will get it. Like let us say if you go to medical shop, you ask whatever the medicine, directly he will go to that particular row or column of that particular branch, and he will collect that medicine. We generally think that how he knows, they all are looking like same type of boxes, small boxes like, because they have their own structure. They divide. It means almost this how what we are maintaining this database, the same manner they will maintain in medical shop also. They will maybe it is like dictionary order ABCD, like that they may store the medicine, and they have their own. That is what actually you can say warehouse. So medical shop is like, you can give an example like warehouse. So when you ask something, suddenly you may ask like azithromycin, immediately he will get it. Otherwise by in that you have to search otherwise. It means it takes very much time. In characteristics you will understand exactly what it is. So this is what actually heap, I mean what is ODS. And I mentioned already the characteristics here are like unorganized data at this point, at this level, in OLTP level or Excel level, it is like unorganized data. Heterogeneous, database also. Here you can say like database, it means before ODS. Before ODS you can say that like it is a database, because it is collection of all the tables. And one more thing is here, coming to database, the collection of tables that are related, generally we define. Why? Because see, when you are when you want to process a particular data, let us say for suppose I want to do a medical store business. In that in that medical related components will be there, right? In that if you mention some other items, so it means like something that in that database that are not related. So in that case you have to maintain a separate data, I mean separate channels, like where data mart will come. that example also, I mean that definition also I will give, where the data mart come means the data mart comes when the each department is different. In that case, data mart also will come in DWH. So, but generally DBMS, when you define collection of data or collection of tables that are related to each other, that is what actually DBMS. This also at the beginning only will come like here also. Here we can say Excel file you can store in DBMS, app data you can store in DBMS, flat files, geo files, spatial data, all. So coming to OLTP. So here I give you definition of this also, OLTP. The name itself, I told you already, they may ask straight question from OLTP and OLAP. So here will come OLAP. In data warehouse, it will come OLAP. You can say that DWH also can be called as OLAP in this case. So OLTP, online transaction programming. So transaction means it is changing, ever changing, like it means daily or maybe within every second or every minute it will change. So that is what we call OLTP. The data that is collected in the beginning, or the data that is extracted in the beginning based on the at the transaction level or based on the time varying, that can be called as OLTP. So OLAP, what is then? Already actually we have covered from ODS to DWH. So I'm shifting from OLTP to OLAP. Online analytical programming. So I told you already, A here stands for analysis, analytical. Why I said analytical? Because as I mentioned, if you ask a particular medicine in the case of beginning OLTP data, it is very difficult because everything is mixed. There is no order. So analysis are very difficult. So coming to here in DWH level, once the data is structured, there you can do any analysis. That's why we can generate reports, we can generate dashboards, we can generate graphical figures, whatever the client asks, that can be generated at OLAP level. That is the difference between OLTP and OLAP. Based on memory also, you can say generally OLAP memory should be less because you are normalizing the data, you are reducing the redundancy. I mean redundancy you are clearing out. So generally OLAP memory should be less, but generally in DWH memory is more because it is not a particular information. It is lot of information will be stored in OLAP. That's why here memory also very, very high. So that is what actually data warehouse, nothing but OLAP. Here what is ODS or OLTP or Excel data or app data, whatever the things that can be defined at the beginning. So this is ending like. So now, so data mart also I define here. See, data mart serves a single department. It means when, let us say in a particular big industry is there, there are different departments will be there, right? Payroll department is different. It means that data is actually far away from other data, like in payroll and what do you call ESI data. One guy will take like medical data. So like let us say these are the three different departments. So each different each department data, if you store in a particular data warehouse, then you can say it is data mart. It means data mart is a subset of DWH. Data mart is a subset of DWH because this is the part where you can do where you can run or where you can generate analysis or reports for a particular department. So that is what actually we call as data mart. So far any from beginning to ending, any sequence you missed? Because I told you even in the beginning, in the ETL or any tool software or any programming software, generally sequence is very, very important. And the next thing is, I told you already, feedback. This thing will come in the next classes. Like these two are generally we do. I mean, before that it will come like architect, developer, and then sequence, and then feedback. See, if you think we have covered this thing only, because in the beginning we have taken example of store where architect will come, like, where schema can be generated. See, when you maintain a store, your architecture is different from my architecture. It means your schema is different, my schema is different, but we are doing same business. You also sell some items, I also sell some items. Business is same, but architecture is different. It means schema is different. It means developer, maybe the ideology, what are the developments we have done, that is different. But sequence is generally same for a particular tool, or if any tool, if you take sequence means, I told you already what exactly step by step you have to do to complete a particular task, that is called as job in ETL. So that is what sequence it is. So that's in that sequence from source to end, like. So coming to feedback. So feedback part later on comes, like, whenever there is an error, what type of error it is, and how to, at what level the error is, and at what intensity the error is. We have some intensities also for each error and all. So that we have to give an again feedback. It is like a closed loop, like. So if any feedback comes, that you have to take it again, you have to modify it, you have to revive, and you will finally send to the repository. So one more term also will comes, like, in this DWH, you can say that like repository. That I think now every website maintain that this thing, like repository, one icon will be there. It means almost all the data that can be seen or checked at this level. That's why we call it as a repository. And it is like little it is in order way. That's why whatever the search you do in repository, you will get immediately, rather than the search in direct search in website. So that is what actually repository, that also can be said called as DWH again. I mean, warehouse, where the data is structured or organized, like. So from now, so far, any questions if you have, you can ask. Is it clear?
Sir?
Yeah, is it clear so far?
Sequence explain.
Sequence, okay. See, generally, even in the beginning class also I said, very simple example I will give. There is a box, there is a system that is already designed like a tool software, because we are doing the tool, like. See, there definitely, when there is a system, there is an outcome. Let us say outcome O. Here there is some operation, because inside the box I don't know. Let us say I don't know anything. Whatever the thing is box inside the box. I think we have 10 minutes. So inside the box, let us say here add operation is happening. But the box inside, how they written code, how they developed, what is the architect, who is the architect, nothing. I don't know anything. But what I should know is, here I want to add two things, because here add is there. Here add is there. Here two arrows are there. Here I have given some X. Here I have given some Y. Something like O, I get like X plus. See, for suppose without knowing anything of that box, now what is the sequence I need to follow? For suppose if I follow directly, I want O. Can I get? I generally I don't get O. Why? Because I have not given X, I have not given Y, I have not operated or run the box. So I won't get what is the value of O. Maybe it throws some error also. Sometimes, like, we know that actually already stored data, it can give answer, but it is wrong. In the same way, in the DWH, when you go for analysis, when you want to report, when you generate a report of a particular question, query asked from the business people, if you directly generate it, it may throw some value, but it may be right, it may not be right. Why? Because you have not run the thing, or you have not run the data from the beginning. It means you have to follow a particular flow to get that reports. That is what generally we call as sequence. That is very, very important in data handling, in not only ETL, in data science, in BI tools, or in what you call big data technology. Everywhere this is common, like sequence you need to follow. And coming to big data, this is like the term comes like I'm explaining here. First, is it clear? Sequence?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Great. So DWH is like a concept. It means where there is already a developed code behind this, where the developed way to handle the data is called DWH. Big data is like something like technology, like engineering, science. Once upon a time we call like engineering science. Now engineering like bachelor of engineering, bachelor of technology. Like bachelor of engineering is a particular concept. Like bachelor of technology is like something that you are going to develop. So this concept will be used in technology. So DWH is the concept that can be applied in big data technology. So big data is a technology only, and the data science is a process. Every whatever the thing you do on data, whatever the task you do on data, whatever the change you do on data, that is called data science. So data science is a process, DWH is a concept, big data is a technology. So in big data we use data science and data warehousing concepts also. So this is the difference. Almost like similarly the people will use these words, but you have to understand this. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
We will go to we will shift to the characteristics, and then we will see database tools I will mention, and the ETL tools. So now you can define, right, what is OLTP and OLAP. Anyone can say the definition of, I mean, what is the exact difference between OLTP and OLAP?
OLTP means online transaction process which can hold only transactional data.
Yeah.
AP is nothing but it stores historical data.
Great. So why
OLAP
yeah,
is the analysis of process programming, analytical program.
yeah,
OLAP.
OLAP, the data is ready for analysis. And you can say not only
Actual
transaction,
results,
it is like
actual results and the reports are comes.
yeah, actual reports and dashboards, whatever the things, graphical analysis can be generated from OLAP data itself. Okay, that's good. So data mart.
Data mart is a individual entity. It's like it acts like a DWH.
Yeah.
But it holds only transactional data.
It is part of DWH only. It is not like just holding transaction data. It is analytical data only, it's stored, but for a particular department. Remember, for a particular department. So that's why I mentioned already, data mart serves a single department and it is a subset. It is like a part of DWH. Okay. Yeah. So now I think it is better I generate one more link and I will finish characteristics, because already last time it gave message like 10 minutes. Okay, I generate another link and I will share you, and then we will finish characteristics and database tools and ETL tools. Okay, I will mention. So can I just closing this and I'm sharing one more time link. Okay.
Sir, link share చేయండి సార్, నాకు రావట్లేదు link.
Okay, so Vijay, you are right.
Yes, sir.
So you have mail, na? Can I send you through mail?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I will mail you. Okay, I will mail you. So here I am closing this.